Welcome, everyone. This is Coffee with a Journalist. I'm Beck Bamberger. I'm a co-founder of One Pitch because we are building stuff to help publicists do their job better, specifically with media. And that includes reporters, freelancers, editors, executive editors like we have today. And with that, I'm very excited because travel is my thing, Jennifer. We're going to talk all about it. Today, we have Jennifer Kester, who is the Vice President / Executive Editor at Forbes Travel Guide. We're going to get all into it. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you, Beck. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, thank you for being here. You just came back from Santa Monica, you said, doing a little hotel review. How was it?
It was lovely. I was in town over the weekend to cover the grand opening of the new Regent Santa Monica Beach,
Nice.
which is a big, luxurious hotel that's really making a splash. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, and I see your article is actually up here as of 4 hours ago. Boom, you're quick. Boom, she's on it. She's on it, everybody. Okay. Well, again, thank you for being here. We're going to chat some travel. For those not as familiar, though, I do like to start out with this, which is how would you define the Forbes Travel Guides coverage? It is all about things of travel, but let's get into more specifics so people know what the heck we're pitching here.
Sure. Forbes Travel Guide really covers everything luxury travel. However, we do have a strong emphasis on hotels, restaurants, spas, and cruises. We started out as a guidebook. Is it okay if I delve a little bit into the history just to give some background?
Yes.
We started out as a guidebook for Mobil Gas Company. And at the time, back in 1958, the Mobil Gas Company was looking to find a way to encourage travelers to consume more gas and hit the road. So they came up with the idea of putting out these guidebooks, which it put in every gas station. And the guidebooks did really well for Mobil. It really became the travel Bible for road trippers in North America. But fast forward several years, the Exxon company came and acquired Mobil and was looking to get out of the guidebook business. And at the same time, we were rating hotels, everything from a 5-star to a 1-star hotel. But we wanted to focus more on the luxury component. And so we had our owner, his name's Jeff Arnold. He came and acquired the rights for the 5-star rating system. And what he did was envision bringing it back online only, but in a more luxurious fashion. So he took the guidebook and he was looking for a brand partner that would really convey to hotels and everyone else in the world that we were a luxury publication. And as I mentioned, we started rating hotels in China, and the Chinese were not as familiar with Mobil Gas Company, but we chose Forbes as our brand partner, and that is an instantly recognizable name. Everybody knows who that consumer is.
Exactly.
And so we are sort of like sister publications with Forbes Media. We have our own website, we have our own editorial team, but we do have a channel on Forbes.com. We are also promoted in their travel channels and their newsletters and social media. So it's a close relationship, but we are independent. And what we really focus on is our Star Awards. So these are ratings that we give to hotels, restaurants, spas, and ocean cruises. And so when I talk about coverage, a lot of our coverage revolves around our collection of rated properties. And so that might mean a hotel review, but it could really touch upon anything in that experience. It could be the destination, it could be food and beverage, it could be adventure travel, really anything that lures in a luxury traveler.
I like how you said that. Anything that lures in the luxury traveler. Thank you for that overview too, because I always thought, wow, what a brilliant move from a tire company to go, hold up, how do we get people more on the road? I know, we'll tell them where to go to so they could drive there. This is just brilliant in terms of what this initially started as. So that's good. Now, as executive editor, how's your inbox as it relates to pitches?
Well, the inbox is always very full.
Yes.
I do my best to stay on top of it, but I get hundreds of emails a day, hundreds of pitches a
Oh,
day.
gosh.
So I try to do my best, but
Hmm.
you can safely say there's always a full inbox.
Hmm. Hmm. What do you do to manage it then? Are you a let it ride person or you somehow cleanse it out every so often?
I try to stay on top of it. Anything that I can get done under 5 minutes, I try to do that.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
And the rest of it, I go back to, and then there I have to put aside some time where I just more carefully go through the longer emails that require more attention of mine.
Hmm. Is there a time you do that, by the way? Or is it just when you have a window and you're like, oh, okay.
Just when I have a window.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, but I have to say, I think in the mornings I have a little more time to be more thorough with my emails.
Hmm. Okay. In the mornings. She likes the mornings.
Yes.
Speaking of mornings and maybe all those pitches you do get, what stands out for you subject line wise, if that's an important element that makes you go, ooh, yeah, I'm going to open that email right now.
It's a very important element. I
Hmm.
will delete a ton of emails just based on the subject line. I
Hmm.
won't even read them.
Hmm.
For me, something that stands out is it doesn't have to be really creative. It just has to convey information in a concise manner. So one example is just getting an email I received today, and it said hotel opening X hotel opens November 1st.
Hmm.
So just very quick to the point. I
Yeah.
know exactly
Which hotel? Yep.
yes, which hotel it is, if there's a timeliness element. And so I appreciate that. But of course, I do really enjoy getting emails too that are a little less informative and more enticing. So one I
Mm.
received that I thought was really good said, "These luxury hotels are elevating the guest experience with exclusive in-room hotlines."
Oh,
And
hotlines.
yes, so that really made me,
Oh,
stop and want to check
yeah.
out and see what these hotlines were. And so something like that, like there's a couple of things in there that piqued my attention. The word exclusive was really good. The fact that these are luxury hotels, so this is what I cover, and the in-room hotlines component just adds a different twist,
Hmm.
something unexpected.
Oh, now I'm like, tell me about the hotline. What do I call the hotline for? Like, what? Oh man.
Like
Okay.
there's a champagne
Oh,
hotline. So
like
yes,
caviar hotline. Okay. Okay.
yes.
The hot. Oh, I like this. Fun. See, that's fun. And that is the beauty of travel is it is fun. It's about experience. It's about things you're going to remember forever. So not as heavy as some of the other breaking news and other areas of coverage people are dealing with. So
Yes,
good. Thank you for those examples. Those were great.
sure.
Now, relationship wise with publicists, do you wish to have any relationships with publicists and how would those be done or built?
Definitely want to have relationships with publicists. I think the best way to build a relationship is to do it in person. So anytime I've been on a trip,
Yeah.
that's been really great to bond with publicists and build a rapport that way. But it could be meeting for coffee. It could be even if we can't do that face-to-face interaction.
Hmm.
There's so many publicists that I correspond with that I have corresponded with for years and have never met. And
Wow.
yes, so I think just making sure that a publicist is responsive and really helpful. I never forget those people, and I'll go to them when I need some help, or I think I can feature their product or property.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really good to cultivate those relationships for both parties.
Yes. I want to double down on something you alluded to right there, which I think is not as overstated as it needs to be but is speed, responsiveness. You have to. You have to. And I've had a number of folks on here who have said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't hear back from the publicist for like 3 days." Well, the story's already done.
Right.
What am I going to do with that?
It's
Yeah.
frustrating because you could be working on deadline, or you're just
Yes.
not sure if they don't want to be featured for whatever reason. It just would be helpful for them to
Yeah.
say that,
Just to say, you know what? We're
right?
good. We're good.
Right, rather than ghosting. I just don't think that's
Do
a
you wait, Jennifer, do you get ghosted?
well, it's not that I
Periodic ghosting.
yeah, I mean, periodically, or just sometimes, like, I could tell, like, they don't want to be interviewed or something. And I just think, like, instead of beating around the bush, people should just be forthcoming. I would just appreciate it, and you'd save my time, and um, I just think it helps everybody.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Are there any pet peeves you specifically have, Jennifer, with publicists that you wish to illuminate here?
Sure. I think the biggest one
You're
for
like,
me,
yes, I do.
I do enjoy working with them for the most part. Of course, there's always room for improvement.
Yes.
I think my biggest pet peeve is photos.
Oh,
I will get a press
oh.
release, or I'll get some information, and it requires like a back and forth with getting photos, and then I have to ask where the photo credit comes from, and I really appreciate it when the email, the press release has photos there and ready,
Mm-hmm.
because there are times where I might need something last minute, and
Mm-hmm.
if I have all of the information there and I have the photos, then I'm going to pick that property,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Got
going to
it.
pick
Oof.
that property. And sometimes they'll give you a URL for a Dropbox or something, or a WeTransfer, and it
It
expires.
expires. Oh, yes.
So
Oh,
that just makes it,
yeah.
that gives me just like 5 more steps that I need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. What is the deal with that? I guess that's maybe just the auto setting, because I've dealt with that too. And nothing is more frustrating when you're like, okay, great. I just need these photos. Okay, great. Here they are. And then you're like, okay.
Yes.
Now you got to, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like just with photos, you would just want a link that never expires, number one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Don't
just
expire them. Yeah.
include it in
Include it.
your pitch, because the more information I have right at my fingertips, the more likely I will be to cover it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay. What is the story approval process like there, Jennifer? You're the editor,
Yes.
executive editor, so you're probably the top brass to say yes, we are doing this or not. So what does it look like?
So we have a network of correspondents that
Mm-hmm.
span the globe, and they feed their pitches to our managing editor, who vets them and then sends them to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go through and approve pitches from there.
Got it. Okay, so it actually just goes managing editor and then to you, and you all meet how often?
Me and the managing editor.
Yeah.
We meet several times a week. We talk
Yes, I would
all
imagine
of the
you.
time. We're remote, so we
Yeah.
don't we don't live in the same place, but
Yep.
we talk about 100 times a day. So
Yeah. Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds about right in the remote world that we live in. Yes. I have a quick flash list of questions to go through if you're down for it, Jennifer, and we can see what we get. There are rapid fire questions. Here we go. Yes?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Phone or video interview?
Video.
Video. Why video, by the way?
I sometimes like picking up on visual cues when I'm interviewing someone.
Uh-huh.
Like if maybe they want to say a little something more, or if I touch upon something that I think like I can probe a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't detect that through audio.
Yeah, there's more clues of a communication
Yes.
coming out. Bullet points or paragraphs in a pitch?
Either would suffice, but I guess I get more paragraphs.
Okay, more paragraphs. That and you like that?
Um,
We're talking about preferences, like Jennifer's hit list of the best thing ever.
I as long as it's concise, it doesn't matter to me so much whether it's in paragraphs or bullet points.
Got you. Okay, no preference. How about short or long pitches, though? Like how short, how long?
I would say shorter.
Okay.
Even if it's like you give me two paragraphs to introduce a press release or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just kind of get all the information in a quick manner.
Mm-hmm. Great. What about, we already covered images. So email or a DM like on Instagram or X or LinkedIn? What, like, there's so many places to
Only email.
DM people. Only email.
I don't want phone
I,
calls unless
yeah.
they're planned. I don't want DMs. I just find it obtrusive
Yeah.
to do that.
Well, there's so many DMs though of
There
all over the
are.
place. So it's like,
There
how do
are.
I can't get to 7 other boxes of things.
Yes.
Yeah. What about, we touched on this a bit, direct or creative subject lines? You said direct you liked.
I do like both.
Okay.
I think each has a place. Like
Yeah.
if it's more of a newsy item, I
Mhm.
think direct is great.
Mhm.
But if you have something that's a little more creative, I think it's fine to be a little creative with
Okay.
your subject line as well.
Yeah, like champagne hotline.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't click on Champagne Hotline?
I mean, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it. What about, we talked about the photos, but like press release versus media kit?
I guess it depends on the context.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I would pick press release first and then media kit if I need something more involved.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good to hear. We didn't touch on this yet. So, what about sources? Are you ever looking for, the travel planner for West Africa, because that's a hot spot coming up? Or is it like a Delta representative because you want to hear like what's going on with travel demand or something? Sources for you, what do those look like, if at all?
We do use sources. It depends. We have a lot of contacts on properties, so we use
Yeah.
those a lot. But we do turn to airline representatives.
Hmm.
We might interview travel agents. A travel advisor. So it really depends on the
Hmm.
story, but really anyone in the travel space could be a source for us.
Hmm. Should publicists then consider that as a pitch source or a pitch idea for you?
Oh, certainly, especially if there's someone
Perfect.
who has like a really interesting story or career. Something like, we did interview like Raffles's historian
Hmm.
at Raffles Singapore, and
Mm.
he had been at the property for decades,
Oh,
and
I love those people.
he had just so much information and great anecdotes. So
Oh, the
we
story.
Yes. So hospitality
Ooh,
is all about people.
it really is. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's a little bit of a like avant-garde source. That's not someone's, oh, it's not a travel agent. Like that's the category. It's no, someone who's been at a property for 30 plus years.
Yes.
What category do you put that in other than, okay, a veteran of a hotel or something? But that's significant.
It
Hmm.
is. And those people have great stories.
Oh my gosh, for days. And what is travel about? It's about stories, making stories.
Exactly.
Ugh. Jennifer, is there anything else that we can tout, promote, highlight for you as just our own, publicist side of things here?
Well, we just unveiled our very first verified air travel awards.
Ooh,
So
nice. I bet that was
we
competitive. Yes.
it was, and this
Oh,
was
yes.
while we're known for our inspections of hotels, restaurants, spas,
Hmm.
and cruises that use incognito inspectors. This
Hmm.
was a bit different for us. We actually tapped our big community of travel advisors and those who really specialize in the luxury space. And we had them vote. So we sent it out to 5,000 travel advisors, and they came back, and we had some really great results from there and some surprising winners that really garnered some press. And
I'm looking at the list right now.
Yes.
Emirates sweeping the house here, it looks like. And Delta, not surprised. Yeah.
I think a lot of people were surprised that LaGuardia won for the best domestic airport.
Listen, that is the best turnaround I've ever heard. That is the turnaround of, they need to be talking about that for the next 2 decades, I'm sure, because that used to be, for anybody who doesn't know, the pits of New York. I was just, man, that
one of the worst airports
ever
in the world.
Ever. Notoriously. So, wow, that's what a great PR turnaround story. Congrats, LaGuardia. If you're listening, you're on that PR team over there, we see you. Oh, man. Jennifer, thank you so much for being on today. We love travel. We want the hotline with champagne, everybody. My gosh. Everyone, this is Jennifer Kester, who is the Vice President and Executive Editor for Forbes Travel Guide. Check out her stuff on Forbes, but also, of course, Forbes Travel Guide. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Beth.
Oh, what a joy. Thanks.